Hello, James. Thank you again for attending this event. How do you feel about this event?
Thank you. It's really a great pleasure to be here. It's my first time. I feel a little bit humbled and pretty energized. It's an event that's full of a few companies that are sort of old and traditional, established, and I think mine, Philip Morris, is one of them. But what was exciting was to see how they are changing everything they're doing. You know, an elevator company that doesn't have to go up and down anymore. And I think in that way it was exciting to be a tobacco company that everyone thinks they know what tobacco companies are. And one of the biggest things we're doing is changing everything we're doing, changing how we work and changing, importantly, the products we sell. So it was exciting to be here.
So your speech earlier was very inspiring. You mentioned something about smoke-free future. So how does that tie into smart city?
It's something that I wrestled with when I was preparing to come here. I thought, what does a tobacco company have to do in a smart city? And I actually think everything that we're focusing on as a company fits perfectly with it. We sell a lot of cigarettes today. We have for 100 years, but we have a vision, and it's a plan, not just a vision, of changing the business we do, changing the products we make in a way that if today I think everyone would agree that cigarettes don't really have a place in a smart city, a healthy city, a future of 10, 20, 30, 50 years from now, we're focusing keenly on coming up with tobacco products that we do think have a place in a smart city and a better world.
So even in a tobacco world, the market is getting very competitive and crowded. How do you guys actually do you have any plan for 2019?
We have plans for tomorrow and 2019 and well beyond. Sure, the tobacco business has always been very competitive. It's competitive in a very different sense now, and I think the competition is more about who can deliver better products for consumers, our consumers, today's smokers, who are saying really clearly, we're ready for something completely different. Not a new cigarette, but something that gives me what I like about cigarettes, but also isn't harmful for me or isn't as bad for me. And that's a completely different sort of competition than we're used to historically, but it's one we think we're prepared to win.
Do you think that's one of the main challenge that you guys have to face for the future for the company?
There are probably 2 or 3 main challenges we face. One of them is scientific. How can we develop products and prove that they're really better, not just to ourselves, but to critics and to scientists and academics? The second is, can we come up with products that science is there, that consumers know about, try, and like to use? That's a heck of a challenge. And I think the third challenge is, where do those fit in the regulatory world? Tobacco is and should be highly regulated. How do different products get regulated, and how should they be regulated so that those 3 things can work together? And we're working on all 3 of those challenges now.